Hey guys, we are back. Today we're working on page 663. This is lesson 9 of chapter 9 and it's called Estimating Sums and Differences. In this lesson, we're going to need to remember our rounding fractions lesson that we had a little bit ago, where we decided if a fraction was closest to 0, 1/2, or 1. Today we're adding mixed numbers in there though, so it's going to be a little bit tricky. Example 1 says, Lucida and Alex went scuba diving for 7 1/3 hours. The next day, they went scuba diving for 4 2/3 hours. About how many hours did they spend scuba diving altogether? So we're going to estimate 7 1/3 plus 4 2/3. Okay, so when we do this, we're looking at our whole number, 7, but then we're looking at the 1/3 part here, and we're asking ourselves, is 1/3 closest to 0, 1/2, or 1? 1/3 is actually closest to 0. So we're going to say that this is just 7 1/3 is about 7 plus 0, or 7. Okay, so our estimate is 7 because this 1/3 really isn't that much. What about this next number? 7 1/3, and then we have 4 2/3. Okay, so now 4 2/3 is more, and 2/3 is almost 1 whole. So we're thinking, okay, if this 4 plus this fraction, we're going to estimate to 1. So 4 plus 1. So this is like 7 plus 5. 7 plus 5 is 12. So 7 1/3 plus 4 2/3 is about 12. Lucida and Alex spent about 12 hours scuba diving all together. All right, let's look at the next one. 1 sea anemone is 3 1/4 or 3 1/4 feet across, while a second is 5 3/4 feet across. About how much longer across is the second anemone? Okay, so that looks like this. 3 1/4 minus, oops, not that, 5 3/4 minus 3 1/4. All right, so let's think. 5 3/4. So 3/4 is almost 1 whole, right? So we're going to estimate this to be 1. So this is like saying 5 plus 1. 5 plus 1 is 6. Minus, and 3 1/4 is closer to like 0. So this is like 3 plus 0, and 3 plus 0 is 3. So 6 minus 3 equals 3. Second sea anemone is about 3 feet longer. All right, let's do the guided practice together. 2, we're going to estimate here, 2 1/8 plus 3 5/8. This is like saying 2 plus 1/8 is closest to 0. So 2 plus 0 is 2. And 3 5/8, well, 5/8 is close to 4/8, which would be 1/2, right? Because half of 8 is 4. 5 is close to 4. So this is like saying 1/2. So let's say 3 1/2. 2 plus 3 is 5, and then we have 1/2 to add on there. So it's about 5 1/2. Or if we wanted to just round it to 0 or 1, 5/8 is closer to 1 than it is to 0. So we could say 2 plus 4, and we could say 6. The next one says 5 2/9 minus 3 2/3. 5 2/9, 2/9 2 is so far away from 9. It would be like right here on a number line, and 9 would be all the way over here. So this is so close to 0. So this would be like 5 plus 0, which is 5, minus, but then 2/3 is really close to 1, right? So this is like saying 3 plus 1, which is 4. 5 minus 4 is 1. And then the last one, 3 3/5 plus 1 1/5 is about 3 3/5. So 3/5 is close to a half, but it's also close to 1 whole. So let's say 1 whole. 1/5 is really close to 0. So this is like 1 plus 0. 3 plus 1 is 4, plus 1 plus 0 is 1. 4 plus 1 is 5. Once you get the hang of these, they're really not too bad. Today we're working on page 665. Let me know if you have any questions.